Introduction. In the quaint village of Brookhaven, nestled at the edge of the Enchanted Forest, life was a harmonious blend of the magical and the mundane. The village was a picturesque place with cobblestone streets, blooming gardens, and cozy cottages that looked like they had sprung from a fairy tale. The Enchanted Forest, just beyond the village, was a place of wonder and mystery. Ancient trees towered overhead, their leaves shimmering with a faint, ethereal glow. Sparkling streams wove through the forest, singing soft lullabies as they flowed. Among the villagers was a young girl named Lila, whose eyes sparkled with curiosity and a sense of adventure. Every day, she would wander to the edge of the forest, her heart fluttering with the thrill of the unknown. She had always been drawn to the forest's magic and mysteries, dreaming of the day she would venture beyond the trees and discover what lay hidden within. One crisp autumn afternoon, as the leaves turned golden and the air grew cooler, Lila sat by the edge of the forest, her eyes fixed on the towering trees. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves, and with it came a whisper, a soft, almost melodic murmur that seemed to call her name. Lila's heart skipped a beat. She had heard stories of whispers from the forest, but this was different. The voice was clear and inviting, urging her to come closer. The whispers grew stronger, filling the air with a sense of urgency. Driven by curiosity and a touch of apprehension, Lila followed the sound, her footsteps crunching on the fallen leaves. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the path grew narrower, and the light dimmed beneath the thick canopy of trees. Chapter 2. The Call to Adventure. After what felt like an eternity, Lila stumbled upon a hidden path, barely visible among the dense underbrush. The whispers guided her down the path, which twisted and turned, leading her further into the heart of the forest. The air grew cooler, and a faint glow appeared in the distance. At the end of the path, Lila discovered a small, magical glade bathed in a soft, silvery light. In the center of the glade, a tiny fairy was entangled in a spider's web. Her wings sparkled like 1,000 tiny stars, and her eyes, though small, were filled with a mix of fear and hope. "Oh no!" Lila exclaimed, rushing forward. "Are you okay?" The fairy looked up with relief. "Please, help me. I'm Fiora, and I'm in trouble." With gentle hands, Lila carefully freed Fiora from the sticky web. "I'm Lila. What's going on? Why are you in this web?" Fiora's wings fluttered with gratitude as she hovered in front of Lila. "Thank you, Lila. My fairy village is in great danger. A dark force is draining the magic from the Enchanted Forest. If we don't stop it, my home and the forest itself will disappear." Lila's eyes widened with concern. "What can we do to help?" Fiora's expression turned serious. "We need to find Elder Rowan, the wise old tree who knows the secrets of the forest. He'll be able to guide us and help us understand what's happening." Without hesitation, Lila nodded. "Let's go find him. We'll save your village and the forest." Fiora's tiny face brightened with hope. "Thank you, Lila. Your bravery will be our strength." The two new friends set off on their quest, leaving the glade behind as they ventured deeper into the forest. The path ahead was filled with uncertainty, but Lila felt a sense of purpose that warmed her heart. She was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead, determined to protect the magical world she had always dreamed of exploring. Chapter 3. The journey begins. With their resolve set, Lila and Fiora began their journey through the Enchanted Forest. The path to Elder Rowan was not marked on any ordinary map. It was known only to those who were true of heart and brave of spirit. The forest was alive with magic. Lila marveled at the trees that seemed to whisper secrets to one another, and the flowers that glowed softly in hues of blue and purple. Every step they took felt like walking through a dream. Fiora led the way, her tiny wings fluttering with excitement and a hint of anxiety. "Elder Rowan is at the heart of the forest," she explained. "We must pass through the Whispering River and navigate the Labyrinth of Shadows to reach him." As they walked, Lila noticed that the forest was not only beautiful, but also full of surprises. The ground beneath them seemed to pulse with energy, and the air was thick with the scent of wildflowers and ancient magic. Their first challenge came sooner than expected. The ground beneath them began to tremble slightly, and the once pleasant sounds of the forest grew quiet. In front of them lay the Whispering River, a wide expanse of shimmering water that seemed to flow with an otherworldly grace. "This is it," Fiora said, her voice tinged with concern. "We need to cross the river to continue our journey." The river's surface was like a mirror, reflecting the sky and the surrounding trees. However, The bridge that spanned the river was old and rickety, creaking ominously with every step. Chapter 4: Trials and Challenges. Crossing the Whispering River, Lila and Fiora carefully stepped onto the bridge. As they began to cross, the water below started to bubble and churn. Small, mischievous sprites emerged from the river, their tiny faces glowing with mischief. "Welcome, travelers," the sprites chimed in unison. "To cross the river, you must answer our riddles." Lila and Fiora exchanged glances. "We're ready," Lila said bravely. The first sprite, with a twinkle in its eye, asked, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Lila thought for a moment, then smiled. "An echo," she answered confidently. The sprites giggled and nodded, allowing them to continue. The second sprite floated forward and asked, "What has keys but can't open locks?" Fiora whispered, "It's a piano." The sprite nodded, and the bridge seemed to stabilize a bit. Finally, the third sprite asked, "The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?" Lila quickly replied, "Footsteps." With each correct answer, the bridge became steadier, and the sprites cheered, their laughter echoing across the river. They finally reached the other side, greeted by the sight of the Labyrinth of Shadows. The Labyrinth of Shadows. The entrance to the labyrinth was a massive archway, covered in twisting vines and glowing runes. As Lila and Fiora stepped inside, the walls of the labyrinth began to shift and change, making it difficult to keep track of their path. The labyrinth was dark and confusing, with shadows that seemed to move on their own. They encountered various creatures along the way, some helpful, others tricky. A talking squirrel named Nutty, with a bushy tail and bright eyes, scurried up to them. "Lost, are you?" Nutty chattered. "I can help you find your way, but you must be quick. The labyrinth changes every hour." Fiora nodded gratefully. "Thank you, Nutty. We need to reach the center to find Elder Rowan." Nutty led the way, his sharp eyes scanning the shifting paths. As they moved deeper into the labyrinth, they encountered a wise old owl named Orin, perched on a high branch. "Greetings," Orin hooted. "I can see the way to the center, but you must solve a riddle first. Answer correctly, and I will guide you. Fail, and you'll be lost forever." Lila and Fiora nodded, ready for the challenge. Orin's riddle was both challenging and mysterious, but with Nutty's guidance and Lila's clever thinking, they managed to solve it. The path opened up, leading them to the heart of the labyrinth, where Elder Rowan awaited. The ancient tree stood tall and majestic, its bark adorned with glowing runes that pulsed with a gentle, rhythmic light. Chapter 5: The Climax. Elder Rowan's presence was both inspiring and comforting. The ancient tree's branches stretched high into the sky, and its face, carved into the bark, had a wise and kind expression. Lila and Fiora approached with a mixture of hope and apprehension. "Welcome, young travelers." Elder Rowan's voice resonated through the forest, deep and soothing. "I sense the urgency in your quest. The dark force that threatens the forest is indeed troubling. It is Malara, a fairy who has succumbed to greed and darkness." Lila and Fiora exchanged worried glances. "How can we stop her?" Lila asked. Elder Rowan's branches swayed as he considered their question. "Malara has hidden herself in a place where the forest magic is strongest. You will need to find her lair and confront her. To do so, you must use the strength of your hearts and the magic of friendship." He handed them an ancient amulet, glowing softly with a warm light. "This will guide you to Malara. Trust in each other and in the magic of the forest." With the amulet in hand, Lila and Fiora set out once more. The forest seemed to guide them, the trees parting to reveal a path leading to a dark, foreboding cave nestled in a hollowed-out mountain. Inside the cave, shadows danced on the walls, and an eerie silence hung in the air. As they ventured deeper, they saw Malara at the center of a swirling vortex of dark magic. The corrupted fairy's once beautiful wings were now tattered and shadowy, and her eyes glowed with a fierce, unnatural light. "You dare to challenge me?" Malara's voice echoed through the cave, filled with scorn. "The magic of the forest belongs to me now." Lila and Fiora stepped forward, their resolve unwavering. Fiora's wings shimmered with the pure magic of her heart, and Lila's courage burned brightly. "We won't let you take the forest's magic," Fiora declared. "The enchanted forest belongs to everyone, not just you." The confrontation was intense. Malara unleashed waves of dark magic, but Fiora's light and Lila's bravery countered each attack. The cave was filled with bursts of light and shadow as the two forces clashed. Lila remembered the amulet Elder Rowan had given them. With a determined heart, she held it high. Fiora's magic, channeled through the amulet, created a brilliant beam of light that struck Malara. The corrupted fairy screamed as the light purged the darkness from her, revealing a glimpse of her true, once kind self. With a final, powerful surge of magic, the darkness dissipated. Malara, now freed from her corruption, looked at Lila and Fiora with tears in her eyes. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "I lost my way." Fiora approached Malara gently. "The forest can heal, but it takes time and kindness." Chapter 6. Conclusion. With Malara's corruption lifted, the dark magic that had been draining the forest began to fade. The cave, illuminated with a warm, golden light, and the once shadowy walls were now filled with vibrant colors. The enchanted forest outside began to bloom anew, its magic restored. Lila and Fiora returned to the fairy village, where the fairies greeted them with joy and gratitude. Malara, now humbled and repentant, helped restore the village's magic. The fairies celebrated the return of their beloved magic and honored Lila and Fiora for their bravery. As the celebration came to an end, Lila knew it was time to return to her village. She bid farewell to Fiora and the other fairies, promising to always protect the enchanted forest and to cherish the friendship she had found. As Lila walked back through the forest, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment and joy. The trees whispered their thanks, and the streams sang their gratitude. The forest had become a part of her, and she had become a part of it. When she finally emerged from the forest and saw the familiar sights of her village, she looked back with a smile. She knew that the enchanted forest would always be there, its magic alive and well, and that she had played a part in preserving its wonder. The story of Lila's adventure became a legend in Brookhaven, a tale of bravery, friendship, and the magic that lies within the heart of nature.